Hey guys, welcome back to IT Garage. In this video, we get this thing running and driving on its own fuel tank. We find lots of good and bad, definitely some bad, along the way. Stay tuned, let us know what you think of the video. I think it's a good one. It's a little bit all over the place because, well, we started in early October, and as you can see, the Christmas tree is decorated, and I've just started my shopping, so that means we're about 5 days away from Christmas at time of filming this video. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends. Title in hand. He said, no worries, bring it on over. So don't scratch the paint.
I always wanted a really nice gas tank.
You go back.
No, come this way. So how many gallons is this? Oh, it's overflowing!
That many gallons. Quite a bit of mouse house. We're gonna ignore that for now. Ooh, careful, the floor's a little soft right there. Wow, that one sucked. And it even almost lines up. Is this my favorite solution? No. Ready? Dang. So we're gonna go ahead and pretend that it is. Will it break? Likely. Do you want to see us do an engine swap? Because it looks like we have a bad head gasket. Alright, well, good morning, guys. We're at it today. We are going to go ahead and get this Comet taken care of. How exciting is this? I'm pumped. Janette's not here. She wishes she could be. We're going to get this thing loaded up. We're going to drive it on. It drives. It stops. We're going to get this thing loaded up, get it off to the shop, and we drove all the way to the beach to get these.
Oh, they look good, yeah.
I know. Well, we cleaned them up. They were pretty rough when we got them. We painted them and put those fancy lug nuts on them. I like them. Jeanette doesn't.
Oh, I do.
We'll see. It's probably going to have hubcaps, so I'll put the fancy...
You got the title.
Title in hand. I do. I actually have a title for it. But, yeah, we got this thing loaded up here. Not too bad. We got the door. We got it strapped together so it doesn't come open on us. Loading it up, I saw there's some moss growing in the rust. But over here we have an actual plant coming out the side of the car. So we'll leave that. See how big it gets. It's been really rainy here, so it makes sense. All right, well, we are leaving Frame Shop 1 with the car still on the trailer. He said that he would do it if we really needed him to, but that he would rather see it go to somebody that also has an alignment shop. And I guess we thought that he did. We're gonna go ahead and make our way to a different place around the corner and see if we can find somebody who is excited to do something a little bit unconventional, maybe. Leaving Frame Shop 2, which this isn't a frame shop technically, this is just a shop. And they also have some family members that do other things. And it looks like one of those family members is gonna be able to help us out. So we're gonna grab some breakfast because we're pushing lunchtime now, and then we're gonna take this thing over there and get this thing squared up. He said, no worries, bring it on over. So that's where we're going. All right, we're out here in front of a very tall Meteor today to not work on this car. We're gonna work on something for the Comet because it is almost on its way back from the shop, and it should be safe. It should be good to get Janette down the road just fine. So we're so excited about that. But if you remember, her gas tank has a little bit of a hole in the top of it. Just a little one. So we had to go ahead and get a new gas tank. So here's the new gas tank in this big old box. And see if we can get this thing to seal this time, because I don't know if you remember, but I did not do so well on the Edsel. Olivia's out here with me today. She's not feeling so good. So she's still in her jammies, so don't mind her. You got your shopping cart. You ready to help? Camera shy.
I'll do something.
All right, here you go. Can you put this in your cart? Whoa! Oh man!
Yeah.
Can you get it in your cart? There you go.
It's not in my car.
It doesn't fit in your cart. Here, can Daddy try? There you go. It fits.
What'd you buy?
I'll buy it.
A package.
A package? Do you know what's inside?
What?
I don't know.
Here, I'll set that on there so you don't scratch the paint. That's a good looking fuel tank. I ain't mad at that. This is nice. I like that it's painted. Look how nice this is, Janette.
Wow.
It's like painted and everything.
I always wanted a really nice gas tank.
Do I need to remind you what yours currently looks like?
It's been a while since I've seen it.
We're very excited to have it back.
I am. I'm nervous though. What are we gonna do with all these dang cars?
I know, our driveway's full and there's still one more not here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and pop this in here this time. And maybe we'll do it right. I don't know. Last time we didn't. I didn't. I guess you weren't here.
I wasn't here. You can't
So,
blame me. The
yeah.
blame is only on you.
The blame was only on me. So now that you're here, it'll go totally perfect. No problems, right?
Is there wood around?
Wood. Knock on wood.
Don't show me. Oh,
All
God.
right. We'll grab this out of here. We have the exact same part number. I mean, you can't see now, but that was a 3, I promise. We're gonna use the one that came with the tank, just in case. I feel like that was maybe a problem we had last time. I guess it's only gonna index one way, so. There we go. 3rd time's the charm. So now we're gonna take this Vaseline with our clean fingers on this clean metal, so don't worry.
It better be. I use that for Olivia's chapped noses.
That is true.
She's gonna need soon.
Not a lot, but a little. I think this Vaseline is just to keep it from hanging up. Just a little bit of, like, it'll kind of hold it on there because it's so thick, but also won't bind it up, I guess is the right word I'm looking for. Get some on the lock ring here. And remember, guys, I do not know what I'm doing because I failed this last time. And I guess the trick was last time the guy said they had to have 2 people do it at the same time.
Oh, is that why I'm here?
Nailed it.
Got it.
And it's your car.
I'm putting it into my car.
This is for your Comet. Oh, I don't have to put it on the locking ring. Duh. I need to put it on the tank. See? Showing
Already messed up.
real life here. Ain't messing around, guys. This feels so much better already than the last one did. It looks like it's sitting in there. Yeah, see? Something was wrong with our last one. Look how nice that sits in that hole. The last one wouldn't sit inside, but it wouldn't sit here either. So this might not be too bad.
Wow, that was so easy.
But does it hold?
We won't know it for a while. will
Well,
we?
I think what we can do, and you guys might cringe at this, but I think we should just fill it up with a garden hose, and then we can drain it out.
Can you show me how you swing now? Woo-hoo-hoo! You're flying.
Yeah, I do for it.
You do flying.
Go watch it.
Show me. Whoa! That's amazing. Hi. What's what?
What's that?
That's my gas tank.
No.
It's empty right now. It holds gas for the car.
Like, what do you mean at home?
And the gas is what makes it go.
Yeah, I'm at my house. Yeah.
Can I pick a flower?
Yeah, go pick a flower. You.
I'm going for a walk.
Okay. Do you want me to hold your cart? We'll race. Okay, ready? That means we have to run. Ready, set, go. Go. Go.
You go back.
No, come this way. Oh, whoopsies. No, it's
Yeah.
I am behind the camera today.
You're behind the camera?
Because I don't want the people to see me today.
All right, guys. So we're just gonna go ahead and take this this water hose, which is, like I said, I'm sure making some of you guys absolutely cringe over putting water in a gas tank. But I don't even know if I have enough gas to make this thing leak, anyways.
Yeah.
See, fish.
Is it filling up?
Yeah.
If this holds in like the first half attempt, because it just was like right, opposed to the nonsense that I did on the other tank, I'm gonna be a little bit frustrated, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, well I guess we'll let you know if we start seeing a leak or not.
Watch, ready? It's gonna leak.
Don't.
You wanna see something funny?
A week.
Don't.
What happened?
I don't. I don't want to see anything funny.
You wanna see something funny, Liv?
Yeah. That's so funny.
Nothing's coming out until I set it down. I got myself.
That's what you get. Stop. The whole point is to see if this holds water. And you just got water everywhere.
Whoopsies. You'll still be able to tell. So how many gallons is this? Oh, it's overflowing.
That many gallons. Roughly that many gallons.
Okay.
What is that?
This is a camera. This is a gas tank that's full of water right now.
It's a water tank. All right, well, it's been more than a couple minutes. It's kind of getting dark out here. This has not leaked yet, which is good because it's reassuring, because that means that the issues I had on the Edsel, it might not have been me. I can do this, right? Like that's the whole thing.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. We'll see. But we got it draining out now, albeit very slowly. But underneath here, you can see, nice and dry. There's water from it splashing the ground, but I wiped it off, and if it was dripping, you'd see it on that cardboard, like that. Get a little bit of gas we have, and then we'll see if it leaks with gas in it. See if just water for whatever reason is staying in, but if you put gas in there, it would come out.
Done.
We'll call that dry.
Enough.
I'm sure there's zero water on the inside of this tank now.
Zero.
With my toe?
Gas in? Oh.
Yeah, that's why I handed you the Kleins.
I don't think these are called Kleins.
I don't know what they're called, but that's what my dad used to call them. Have you ever used Kleins before?
I don't know. I know that I do not own any Klein tools.
There's gonna be so many comments that are like, those are not Kleins. Those are meh, 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 meh. Good job, Liv. You should keep it to the tires, though. Good job. It's hard to see.
We'll know in a couple minutes, right? It'll be dripping out. Definitely got enough gas in there to cover it. Oh, and we can use our tool. Here, hold this.
Our scope?
Yeah. It's crazy to me that these are only $30, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Like that's not that that's not expensive.
No,
for, like,
I mean, it's not like a
cool-
nice one, but yeah.
No, it's not. But still.
Put it up your nose. Oh.
It's totally washed out. There's the float right in front of our face. It's really hard to like, oh yeah. I'm like moving this, trying to get it. It's
covered.
Totally covered right now.
Yeah, I don't think I see any leaks so far, so. Alright. Bye, YouTube.
See ya. There we go. Alright, got my own flashlight on my face. We got the Comet. Can you see it? There it is. Got it on the trailer. Got it all squared up. Looking pretty alright. Ain't mad at that, that's for sure. We drove it the furthest it's been from back there to up here. Get this thing back home, get a gas tank in it, and see what else needs fixed. Alright. You can't see us, it's dark. The car is idling. The lights do work. Mostly. There we go. Now you can see. I feel like a scary movie. It is Halloween, right?
Close enough.
But check this thing out. Dash lights working, headlights working. So let's go around the block, see what happens. We're gonna stick you guys right in the fender. Because patina car. I call that progress. This car's freaking cool. I'm so excited to get it going. So what we're gonna work on today, bam, right there. Big old gas tank gonna go in this car. Yeah, I mean, it's not that big. A factory Falcon Comet gas tank, so what is it? 16 gallons? You know, this is obviously just a little bit of a problem. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all this junk out of here. We're gonna pull this stuff back all the way around, spray these bolts down, pull this thing out, drop that new one in. Quite a bit of mouse house still over here. We're gonna ignore that for now and focus on this. I need my trash can, and then I'll just clean it all out like you're supposed to. Find some gloves. This is some dirty work. We got some fake flowers. Ooh, careful, the floor's a little soft right there. We are not going to go poking around the trunk too much because it's softer than I thought it was. We're going to get all the crap out of there. All that junk that falls down there is what rots your fenders out. Alright, we'll just pull this out of here. Ooh, this is all so soft over here. That sucks. Oh, that sucks. Oh well. We'll worry about that when it comes to problem. as of right now, it's not a problem. Mostly. Yeah, I just need to pull this whole mat out. It's all rotted over there. Alright, bye, Matt. It was good knowing you. Catch you next time. You need a piece of trunk? There you go. Put it in the gas tank. That's where it goes. Alright. So let's get these lubed up. Get this piece off, because we're going to need that to save that. We'll pull this tank out. There we go. And then I actually need to get these off first. Remember how I just said that and then didn't do it? We'll let this sit. We'll keep taking these off. Well, get on there. What are we doing here? Why is this one so tough? It's driving me crazy. There we go. Wow, that one sucked. So now we need to get the vacuum vent tube off, which I'll probably just cut that. So I got line to make a vent. Oh, there's probably still fuel lines under the car and everything. Actually, no, there's not. Okay. Grab your claw hammer. Dang it. Oh, dang it, I ripped it. Okay, I guess I'll just cut it off. I was hoping to reuse this. I don't know if you can see this, but right there, that's where I ripped it. So, with my glove, I ripped my glove too, but there we go. Gas tank removed. Alright, looks like I need to get the vacuum in here and vacuum out this rust. See how much floor is left when we're done. Half hour, crazy hair later. We got the trunk de-rusted. I mean, we sucked rust out, right? So is that how that works? She ain't looking too bad. Obviously, a couple more holes we'd like to see down here, but it isn't too bad at the end of the day. Still pretty solid up here. What I thought was really soft was actually just the top coat. We'll scuff and spray that with spray paint later. We'll do the whole inside of the trunk probably black. Let's get this new tank in here after I get the vent tube off. See if it fits, then bolt it in. And I guess that's all we can really do until I go to a parts store and find whatever size tube that is. I might even throw that old tube on there with some duct tape on the outside of it for now. The battery died on me. I don't know how much it got. Here's the new tank. Let's drop it in. Hey, there we go. And it even almost lines up. So we'll play with that a little bit, get this thing in here to go to the right. Just a hair. Well, here, I'll start a couple bolts so that I can get in. Oh, geez, that's off quite a bit. Okay. What to do? I mean, any bit of movement here isn't going to fix that, that's for sure. That's a pretty good little step right there. I need to take this piece off. It's filthy. Pretty rough looking. I don't know if you can see all that rust in there, so we're going to try to clean that out just a little bit so our new tank doesn't get nasty. So I'm going to try to figure out how to get the rest of these holes to line up. Alright, well, we got this cleaned up. I don't know if you can see that. It is quite better than it was. I'm sure you didn't want to see me scrubbing this for 20 minutes, is what it felt like anyways. So I'm going to see if I can bend this in just a little bit. I'll show you the problem. Not sure you can see it from there, but the problem is it doesn't exactly line up. We're going to go clamp this in the vise and beat on it just a little bit and see if we can get it angled over there. Just a little bit better. Get the rest of the tank plumbed up to the front. And then that'll be the progress that we make tonight. And then if we want to get really crazy, we can mess with the brake switch. Try to get that plumbed up because I did buy a brake switch so it doesn't run off the one that's on the brake, the master cylinder. I did the same thing on the Edsel. Go watch that video. And it just works so much better, easier. I'm a big fan of that. So we're going to do that on this car too. Let's get our fuel line and a handful of zip ties. And let's get this fuel line run. Let's figure out where we're going to put it. We'll see where it goes.
Mom, please come with me.
I can't. I have to record Daddy because he's the worst YouTuber on the planet. And he hasn't recorded anything he's done in the last, 2 hours?
It's been an hour.
Olivia and I watched an entire movie. It's been more than an hour.
Maybe it's been more than an hour.
And we took a potty break in the middle.
Whoa. You want to swing?
Please come with me.
Okay, we'll swing a little bit, okay? So I'll show you what we did. Well, Janette watched a movie with Olivia. Are you stuck?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh.
We got the gas tank in. The fuel neck doesn't fit quite right, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. So for now, we got a rubber glove and some zip ties keeping gas inside the gas tank. We got the fuel pump wired up to a switch on the dash right here. Ready? There you go. And we got the brake light switch, just like I did on the Edsel. Just a 70s Ford truck brake light switch with a 90-degree bracket with a hose clamp to the steering column. And then you can adjust it in and out. It works perfect. It's really good. It's really cheap. It's really easy. And they work better, in my opinion, than the pressure switch ever did. And Janette agreed with me. This is all temporary. The wiring is going to be better than this. This is just for now, just to get it going. We got a fuel filter over here. It's not the prettiest, but it works. And so we are going to move Volkswagen, move it up there, and we'll probably take this for a little drive. And Janette is going to drive it.
Oh my goodness. You could tell I was laying in bed for 2 hours.
But yeah, Janette's going to drive it. She's going to drive her car for the first time.
I'm scared.
Why?
I don't know, I just am.
It's good. Don't worry about it.
Back it out of the driveway for me?
No, I won't. I won't back it out of the driveway for you.
Please don't put that in the video.
That is definitely going in the video now.
I'm tired, okay?
All right. So let's turn the fuel pump on. Janette, you want to go turn the fuel pump on? We'll see if we're getting fuel up here. Working on the Comet again. We got some stuff squared up since you've seen it last time. But we're having a little bit of issues with what seems like maybe the needle and seat are getting overwhelmed by the fuel pump. We're gonna go ahead and hook up the regular fuel pump, the mechanical fuel pump that's on this car. I don't know anything about it, don't know if it works, don't know if it doesn't work. We're just gonna plug into it, see if it works. What's the worst that'll happen? It doesn't work? I don't know. We have a fuel filter in line, it should be fine. But over lunch today, I was feeling antsy to get some stuff done, and you guys can't see inside the door anyways, right? But we lubed it up because the door panel's off the door, and we got the passenger door to open. There we go. So basically what I did is I laid in here. It's all very clean in here, don't worry. And I PB blasted right at the mechanism on the inside here as best I could, and then I worked it back and forth with my fingers and a screwdriver. Still, this lock seemingly does nothing. So I don't know what that's about. I gotta figure that out. It doesn't really feel like it's doing anything again. But the spinner is spinning. It's not stuck. So I think that means that it's stuck in like the release mode. You know, it's not working. Surprise. We'll get it squared up. I'm not worried about it. From what I've read online, it's just nasty grease. But I'm not worried about the door if the car doesn't run. So let's go ahead and try and get the regular fuel pump hooked up on this thing before Janette gets back home. Maybe we'll take it for a cruise tonight. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll clean it up. Maybe we're going to do something with it probably. But I tried getting a fuel hose because our tank doesn't match up. I ran over to Napa and the Edsel actually let me down. The battery died on me. It seems that it's just not charging. I don't know why. So just something else to figure out. No big deal. Let's get that original fuel pump hooked back up and see if we stop blowing past the needle and seat. I'll show you what we got going on here. And what we're going to do for now is just run this thing dry. Okay, that should be out of fuel. And then what we'll do is make sure the fuel pump up there is turned on in the car, and I'll plug it back in right here. You can hear it chugging along. And then what you can see in here, that there is no extra fuel being dumped in here. Everything looks good. So let's start it. There we go. Got fuel back in there. Everything's running super good. I mean, come on, it's great. Watch what happens when we rev it. When we rev it, something picks up with it. I think it disrupts it. And maybe there's trash in it. I don't know. Let me show you how, it's idling smooth now. I'll rev it. It'll probably start to stumble. And then I'll choke it out so that it dies. And you'll see the fuel keep getting shoved in there. So pretty smooth. And then it gets a little funny, see? The idle chain should be starting to stumble a little bit. Then we'll do is we'll choke it out. And the fluid pump's still going, right? And look in here. Just like that, all that fuel being dumped in there. And you can still see that it's still like emptying the bowl out inside there. I think maybe accelerator pump, something isn't quite right. Also our grill is making a lot of noise. Quiet down there, buddy. Alright, you go ahead and quiet down too. So that's what we're working with. It's a little goofy, it's a little weird. Let me know what the issue is. I don't know. I guess we'll see if just swapping over to the mechanical fuel pump fixes it. If that fixes it, then problem solved. I ain't gonna worry about it at all. But we'll see what happens. Alright, so the neighbor is leaf blowing his empty driveway. There's no leaves in it, so excuse the noise if you can hear it. But we're gonna go ahead and plumb this thing up. It looks like in is in the back and out is in the front. Make sure to save that hose clamp. It's a good hose clamp. Get out our knife and try to cut this rubber off. Whatever idiot put the zip tie here, get that cut out of the way. Woo! There's fuel in there, watch out. Be sure to make a mess. Yep, making an absolute mess. All the fuel filter is emptying onto the floor. There we go. That was fun. I have a feeling this one is also going to make a mess. Although hopefully I'm wrong. I guess the fuel pump is going to empty out. And there's a little bit in there. I realized it didn't look that bad. So let's see if it works. God, I hope you guys can hear me. I wish I could show you what was going on out there. You'd laugh. Well, there we go. We got her installed. So I guess we'll see if fuel starts flowing out of that. I saw a little bit come out. Through the fuel pump and prime it, and then it will throw gas out here and make a mess. But hopefully just for a second. Yep, it's making... stop! Fuel is pulled through. So let's try this again. There we go. Come on. Oh, we're almost there. Come on, you got it. Running off her own fuel pump. I think there is some trash in the carburetor. I smoked out the neighborhood. It's a little smoky out there. It's running better. It's running so much better I can probably turn the idle down just a hair. I like that. That sounds good to me. The exhaust is doing something. There's a little bit coming out the exhaust, so you can see the smoke. Condensation or whatever. But there's some pretty gnarly exhaust leaks up there. There might be a little bit of water in this gas too, just from the way that we had it stored. And
so how many gallons is this? Oh, it's overflowing!
That many gallons. Stored and bounced around, and it could really use a lot of good ethanol-free gas to store it through the winter. Some B12, that sort of stuff. Really try to clean this thing out. But dang, listen to it idle. She's running all right. There we go. What are the odds that the generator started working? No way, 13 volts. That does. Just a little bit. Oh, you can't see. Let me get my hand out of the way. Yeah, 13.21 is what we saw. Still some weird carburetor things. Like the fact that the idle air mixture screw does nothing. You can tighten it all the way in and nothing changes. So I still think we're getting more fuel than we're supposed to, because when you tighten that, it should basically kill the motor, and it's not. So everything's looking pretty good. You know, now that it's 9 p.m., the neighbors stopped leaf blowing, although that hasn't stopped him before from leaf blowing at 9 p.m. Anyways, we got plenty of things to do on this car, and the one thing I want to do right now, mess with this door. Like I said, around lunchtime today, I came outside and played with this for a little while. So we're going to go ahead and kind of pull this thing apart. I'm going to watch a video on YouTube, see how it goes, and I'll probably put you guys on a time lapse, and we'll pull this out so I can listen to music while I do it, and then we'll go from there. But just pull this out and clean it up really well. I don't even have any brake clean. I have electronic cleaner. We'll see how much we can actually clean this up. I was at Napa today, didn't get that. Whoops. You know, we're just gonna do what we can. That's what we're doing here, just what we can. We'll see you when we have this apart, and then it's daunting to put it back together. Alright, I think I got it. See, it doesn't move, so it should close. When I lift this up, it spins and it stops. Look at that. And it opens. Freaking nailed it. I'll take that. We're gonna grease all the hinges too while we're here. Wow, already better. Bam, just like you'd expect. Wow, now it shuts like really nice too. Nailed it. That makes us what? One down, 1.5 to go. Because now this door works. Now that one does not work as happy. So it always opens. Let me move our very classy lighting situation out of the way. So you can see it. It's closed. Open it. It works, right? Then you go to shut it. It bounces back open. The first time, then you get another slam. There it goes. Now it's shut. So whatever that paw is that moves it down and back, it needs greased or cleaned or both. I didn't have cleaner, brake cleaner, but you can just spray brake clean in there and work right away. We do not have that because, well, we never have what we need. We just kind of make it work. And then this door, it looks closed, but one finger not on the button, it never closes. No matter how many times you slam it, it doesn't close. So I think we'll start at that door next, take that door panel off, and then just douse it with PB Blaster. And hopefully it'll work. Then we'll have all our doors working, and then we'll go ahead and, you know, we'll open up all the doors and spray all the hinges down. We'll do all that sort of stuff too. So after that, it's kind of clean it out. Also, I might have sneaked it around the block, and it does not want to shift to second. I was underneath it the other night, and I saw the vacuum modulator was unhooked, you know, probably from being towed and dragged through the weeds and stuff. That little vacuum line popped off. So I popped it back on, but what I did see is that there was a little bit of transmission fluid coming out of the vacuum modulator, which, based on what my uncle told me, means that it's bad. So I'm going to order a new one just because. I'm guessing they're probably not that much, maybe $15, hopefully. Yeah. But we'll get that ordered. We'll throw that on there, and maybe we'll actually shift to second, because we have yet to see second gear in this car, which I'm assuming it works. And it was parked because of an accident. Usually that means mechanically the car is fairly okay, and it is so far. We're gonna go ahead and see what we can do to get this thing squared up, but first we're gonna work on that other door as well, and probably time lapse it again, just because, dang it, I like listening to music. What music do you listen to when you're working on cars? Today I'm feeling country. I got on Kenny Chesney radio on Apple Music, but it's good, playing a lot of good stuff. All right, besides breaking the door panel, which is, you know, definitely less than ideal, and then all the clips, they probably won't go back in anymore. I don't know how that works. I got the window totally smooth and operational, and more importantly, the door. Ready? First time closing since I've owned it anyways. Just like that. Opens just like you'd expect. Awesome. I mean, come on, it doesn't even get any better than that. Ready? Dang. Those are satisfying clicks. Oh man. Well, now we get to put it all back together. Honestly, the other two are fine. I'm not worried about them. I'll slam the other one 2 times before it closes. Not a big deal. But that one not opening and this one not closing, the fact that that's both taken care of, It's a huge win for us today. So we'll see you tomorrow, or maybe later tonight. All right, well, it's lunchtime again. And so we're out here working on this, gonna record a little bit today. I went out and grabbed some things, grabbed some lunch. We got the car inspected. The officer came by the house, or inspector I should say. He came out, saw it was operational. He's gonna write up a report, email it to me. I'll take that to the DMV, and then I can get tags for this car. It's gonna be road legal, which means that, well, now we really gotta get this thing going, right? You don't wanna have a road legal car that just sits here. Ask me how I know and how the Meteor's going. But anyways, so I got the vacuum modulator ordered. It was supposed to be at Napa this morning. It is not. So it's going to be here this evening. Snag fuel filler hose is sold by the inch at AutoZone or Advanced, whatever store I was in. Yeah, it was only a few bucks, so this should work great. Also got this, which is new vacuum line for the modulator. When that comes in, hopefully the size is right. If not, we'll go grab a different size. Here's the problem we got in here. Right now we got zip ties holding on a rubber glove, so we'll pull that off. Then we're going to hope that that goes on there, which it does beautifully. It's actually perfect size too, and I'll put the cap right there, and you just, you know, you fill it. So let's go find our cap. Now the next question is, where's that cap? Because I don't see it. It might be in the Edsel, now that I think about it. I think I took it up there yesterday. You're next, I promise. Hey, there it is. Oh, dang, this thing's like hot. I can barely touch it. Whew. Man, this thing is like really hot. That's no joke. Dang it. It must be baking in the sun out there. Holy crap. There you go, that should be okay. Assuming it still opens after I beat on it. Is this my favorite solution? No, but it works. I didn't have to customize anything to make it happen. Eventually, like I said, we'll pie cut this. We'll get it bent down. Just use a little piece of this, and it'll be good. But for now, I don't want to do that. Back on the Comet tonight. The battery seems to be charging. I wasn't sure if it was. It seems to be. So we're going to go ahead and pretend that it is. Leave it alone. I mean, the generator light turns off, so it should be fine. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to vacuum this thing out. Start to get this thing cleaned up on the inside, because it's pretty rough in there. Once we get the vacuum squared up, then we can go ahead in here and start wiping everything down. Gonna use our handy dandy light, just like that. Check it out. Beautiful. So you can see it's pretty dirty in here. Just a lot of nasty stuff. The seat actually doesn't look too bad, besides the fact that it's ripped. It's a couple hours later. We got Olivia in bed. It took a long time for that. I'm actually gonna do a quick spray though on the front with some black paint. All the welds hidden a little bit more, just like that. We got some semi-gloss right here. Just a real light layer. Just keep it from rusting and, you know, kind of make it blend a little bit. Well, I think we'll call that good enough, at least for who it's for. So let's go ahead and get the vacuum out. Oh, I already did. There we go. Put the light in here. We're gonna open the door just like it's supposed to open, even if it was stuck just a little bit. We're going to start vacuuming this absolute mess out. It's really not too bad. There's not like a bunch of trash in here, nothing like that. So, you know, we'll pick up a little bit of wires and that shattered kick panel piece and that sort of stuff. We'll get it out of the way. But we're just gonna vacuum this thing out the best we can. See what happens. See how good it looks, how bad it is. We're probably gonna rent a carpet cleaner from Home Depot. They have a pretty good one you can use for like 20 bucks a day. And we'll do this car and probably the town car. It could use it again. We've had a couple spills in there. So let's get after it. See how it looks. Also, remember, vacuum out the inside of your doors. If your door panel's off, vacuum out the inside. Get all that crap out of there. This carpet isn't exactly held down the best. We'll start on the seats and work our way down. Alright, so just a few minutes later, nothing too crazy. We got a little bit of a mess out here. A couple of those panels just disintegrated. But back carpet cleaned up really nice. Is it perfect? No. But it's good enough for a little cruiser. And honestly, it doesn't stink very much in here. And once we get all this crap off the seats and the doors and get this thing wiped down, let it air out for a little bit, I bet it's fine. This car was sitting outside when we bought it, and it had rained a lot right before we picked it up. and it didn't seem too wet inside. Hopefully it's fairly watertight because, well, we don't have space for all these cars to be inside or under storage, under a roof. That's what I'm trying to say here. They get wet. It's part of the deal, unfortunately. That's okay. So I think we're in good shape with this one. The front carpet's a little bit rougher than the back, which is no surprise because the front gets used more. But I think what we need to do first is just wipe down the doors, the door panels, just kind of clean this thing up just a little bit. And then I think what I'll do after that is take it on the block. I don't know. I want to drive it. It's idling a little bit better than it was before. The lights work, the tail lights work, all that stuff works. I put more transmission fluid in it, and I confirmed that there's vacuum going to the modulator. And I pulled it off again today, and not much fluid came out. So maybe it's good. Maybe it was just low on fluid, and that's why it wasn't shifting. Maybe I need to get it faster. So we're going to go ahead and probably play around with that just a little bit, even though it's, you know, pitch black outside. No better time to drive a vehicle that may or may not be totally 100% legal. But anyways, this is like this sort of stuff right here that looks terrible. It probably smells bad. It's probably part of the thing. I bet these door sills clean up super nice. Let's see. Well, all right, let's go start this driver door panel because, well, it's the nicest one we have. It's the dirtiest one we have, and it says Comet on it. So let's start here. All right, we're gonna do something probably a little bit silly, and that is take this Comet for a drive. It's, I don't know, 10, 15. I got lights, I got brake lights, I got turn signals. We're mostly insured and road legal. So let's go ahead and take it on the block. Man, cleaning the glass in this thing. No, I didn't clean the inside of the windshield, but look at that. Looks like that window's down. Not bad. Also, the dash came out super nice. Happy about that. Can't wait to rip this radio out. That'll come out next. And we need a seat cover and a door panel. We're sitting pretty good in this thing. Let's be real. At the end of the day, I think I did some math yesterday. We're like $1,600 into this car. That's with the title work. That's with the parts, getting the frame fixed. If we didn't have the frame issue, we'd be like $1,300 in this car, which would be an insane deal. So let's enjoy it. Let's see what happens. Will it break? Likely. There we go. The mission here is to grab second gear. We have yet to do that. I put about 4 gallons of gas in this thing, so we should be relatively all right. The pedal's really hard, but it works good. There's second gear. Second gear. I don't know if you heard it. It was pretty weak. Let's give her some beans here. First. Second. There we go. Pulls to the left, probably just an air pressure thing in the tires. I don't think the temperature gauge is working, so we should probably find one of those. Man, the shift in this is like so smooth. Is that the word I'm looking for? You can barely feel it. Man, talk about a success. It don't get much better than that. She's a little smoky up there. Let's go see what's going on. Don't really see much come out of the tailpipe at all. Smells like an old car, but no smoke, no nothing. Let's check under the hood. I see a little bit of smoke up here. Doesn't smell oily. I guess it could just be like blow by or something. They have those downdraft tubes or whatever on these old cars. I don't even see any leaks or anything. We're actually a little bit of bubbling right there. We'll keep an eye on that. Definitely a little bit of blow by. You can see the oil there. Just a little bit, nothing too bad. Let's take a peek inside here. It looked like there's a little bit of drippage from maybe a heater core. Yeah, just a little bit. I don't feel anything wet. I don't know. Well, let's keep our eye on that too. I want to call my buddies, take them for a drive. I wish Janette could go for a drive, but she's sleeping. before we get too excited, we need to get a temperature gauge on this too. Make sure it's not overheating or nothing. It's starting to get a little stumbly, so maybe it is. Maybe it's getting hot. Okay, there it goes. I guess what we can do is pull the dipstick and see if there's any water getting in the oil. And we'll turn it off before it dies. It's not super happy all of a sudden. Still looks fine out the tailpipe. It smells good. Like, it doesn't smell like anything's wrong, if that makes sense. Let's see if it starts back up. Give it a quarter throttle. Well, couple pumps. There we go. No, nice black oil. No water in there, that's for sure. Well, that's a good sign. Right at the full line, just like you'd expect. I mean, come on. This thing's cool. It's got such a good look. God, it's so good. I cannot wait. Let me close the door so you can get the wires out of the way so you can see how this car looks. Man, this thing is cool. Love the white steelies. A whole bunch. Need to figure out if we're going to put the caps back on it, or if we're going to run the lug nuts that we got on here, or what. Don't really know yet. I just have the kind of boring look stock dog dish hubcaps, which I'm glad they're dog dish caps. I much prefer those. Janette might want a full cap on this, which could look cool. I have the full set of Mercury caps. They might fit on this. They're 14s. So maybe they'll just slide right on. That'll be a cool look. They'll say Mercury. I think we're going to go ahead and call it for tonight. There's not really much else we can do. I need to start playing with the grill some more and this front piece. Doesn't quite fit right because it got smacked a little bit. 2 new lights. I'll probably just replace all 4 while we're here and then get the bumper on, which will probably hide a good chunk of this. So I'm not too worried about it, but it looks pretty sad right now. So we'll get it squared up. I'm not worried about it. It'll look good. And then we'll come back out here and we'll, clean the stainless and, polish any chrome. And Janette's going to do the headliner and we're going to cover the seats. I think this might be a good ending point for now, just to keep you guys kind of on your toes. What do you want to see next? I mean, come on. We're working on old cars here. We can only do so much. So, do you want to see the seats next? Do you want to see the bumper next? Do you want to see us lower it next? Do you want to see us do an engine swap because it looks like we have a bad head gasket? What do you want to see? Which I think my buddy has a leak down tester for the coolant system, a pressure tester. So maybe I'll give him a call and see if we can pressure test this cooling system and see what's going on. If it leaks down, then it's probably pushing it. It can push it anywhere. So I mean, where's your leak at, right? But I'm feeling awfully suspicious about that bubbles, those bubbles right there on the edge of that block. I've talked about doing a 200 swap in this to go from 144 to a 200. That'd be what, 30% more cubic inches. Give this thing a little bit more pep in its step. Yeah, find an early Mustang 200 that somebody's pulling out to do a 302 or 289 swap, and snag that for hopefully cheap. And pull a couple bolts out, put a couple bolts back in, a bigger motor, and hopefully one that runs good-ish. Yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, tell your friends. We're not geniuses here. We're not rich. This car, like I said, we're about $1,500-1,600 bucks into it. And that's including the purchase of the car. So if you have a car that's sitting on your uncle's property or your mom's property or your dad's property and they're not doing nothing with it, go see if they'll let you play around with it if you want to get started in something like this. If you do the work yourself, it's really not that bad. And you have tools. I'm not going to say that this costs nothing, but a $100 toolkit from Harbor Freight or Lowe's and a basic jack and some jack stands can get you a long way. Thanks again. I appreciate it, and we will see you when we see you.